Well, I imagine everybody is shocked like I am. This is huge news to come out on a Tuesday morning. But if you guys don't know, I imagine a lot of people are out there have been, watching different clips and content creators out there. But for those that don't know, Microsoft apparently is purchasing Activision Blizzard for close to $70 billion. And a lot of people, content creators out there, people that are game journalists, a lot of people are questioning what the hell is going to be happening. What, with this purchase, with Activision Blizzard going under the Microsoft umbrella, with the amount of games that Activision Blizzard has under its control, what does this mean for the gaming franchise? What does this mean for the console wars between Sony and Microsoft with Xbox and PlayStation? What does that mean? Game Pass, man, this is the craziest thing with this news, with news breaking that Microsoft is acquiring Activision Blizzard. Man, a lot of people are saying, well, I guess I'm going to be out, hunting down an Xbox Series S or X out there to see exactly what Microsoft and Xbox does with this, with acquiring Activision Blizzard, and what does that mean with Sony, with Xbox having this Game Pass, having this, so many different games under the umbrella of Game Pass. What does this mean for PlayStation? Are they going to be able to compete against that and have their own Game Pass for their console? Also, too, like I said, is this going to actually go through? The amount of questions I have for this, even when with this large-scale purchase of Activision Blizzard, with this possible monopoly that's created under Microsoft, is the federal government even going to allow this? Short answer, probably, as long as politicians are getting a cut of the monopoly, but we'll get into that in a little bit. Last thing I want to talk about as well is what does this mean for Bobby Kotick? With the amount of different accusations, the terrible work conditions that have been happening under Activision Blizzard, what does this mean for Bobby Kotick and the terrible conditions that have been happening for employees that they've been dealing with in this corporation? What is going to be happening with that? And I think we might have an answer from apparently the Wall Street Journal. So let's get into some of the news, and let's first off talk about just the amount of games that apparently are now under the Microsoft umbrella. And just to name a few, just to name a few, you might have heard of a couple of these, one or two games, but Call of Duty, that's under now, that is now under Microsoft. World of Warcraft, I don't know if anybody's heard of that. StarCraft, I don't know if anybody's heard about that one. Overwatch, Diablo, even Candy Crush is among the games that have been acquired under this purchase. And that is the craziest thing, to see the amount of different games that Activision has that now is under the umbrella of Microsoft, as long as this, as long as the purchase, as long as this is allowed by the federal government, it's not a monopoly. It's going to be crazy to see. Treyarch, Raven, High Moon, Infinity Ward, Toys for Bob, Sledgehammer, these are just gaming studios. So it's not only just the games that have been acquired by Activision, or acquired by Microsoft, even though all these game studios are now under the Microsoft umbrella. So this is just, it's insane to see exactly what is happening with this gigantic purchase for Microsoft as a whole, with the amount of different games they have acquired with this. Now, a lot of people are questioning, what does that mean for exclusive deals, exclusive games? I mean, some games are exclusive to certain consoles. I mean, even PlayStation has games that are exclusive to that, to that console. So what is that going to mean for these gigantic gaming franchises like Overwatch, like Call of Duty, like so many others? And I'll say this, I don't think Microsoft's that dumb. Look, they are making this purchase, but when it comes to these game franchises like Overwatch, Call of Duty, and stuff like that, I think the best thing that they could possibly do is put those and allow those to go onto Sony, allow those to go onto the other console, because the amount of money that is drawn in from Overwatch, Call of Duty, and so many more, it would be really stupid and dumb for Microsoft to be like, hey, you know what, we're just going to make this an exclusive title on Xbox. I don't see that happening whatsoever. However, I do see something happening that even Prestigious Key brought up, which I thought, damn, that is a good idea, and that would make even Game Pass just that one thing that players, people would want to get, and the reason why you would see people transition over to an Xbox and stuff like that. So, like I said, Call of Duty would be staying on both platforms. It would have a Sony platform, Xbox would have its own, own version of Call of Duty and stuff like that. Maybe some exclusive deals on, which I'm not a huge fan of. I'm not a huge fan of exclusive stuff on different consoles. Hate it on Xbox, hate it on PlayStation. But when it comes to the mainline Call of Duty franchise, those games would, be on both things. But Prestigious Key brought up this thing that, just for an example, for Call of Duty as a whole? Well, for those that know, that Modern Warfare 2 Remastered is on both consoles, Sony as well as on Xbox. But with them acquiring Activision, Call of Duty, and all these other games, what if, this is crazy, what if an exclusive thing for Xbox for Game Pass, what if they allowed the Modern Warfare 2 Remastered multiplayer to be on Xbox? Like, that's the exclusive thing. That's the crazy thing about this entire thing, is that they might be able to mainline, these main games on both consoles, but when it comes to certain things like maybe the Modern Warfare 2 Remastered multiplayer being on Xbox, that could generate a lot of different sales and make it being very competitive between Sony and Xbox. And honestly, it leaves Sony in the bag of going, how can we compete against that? How can we compete with this thing to where, Microsoft has now purchased Activision Blizzard, and they make a lot of great games out there. How do we compete against that? Microsoft has, or Xbox has, the Game Pass. How do we compete against that? There are rumors that PlayStation is going to be doing the exact same thing that Xbox has with with their own Game Pass. But this makes me excited because this really does set a fire now under Sony and wanting to be competitive with Xbox, with Microsoft, and wanting to make sure that they are releasing damn good products, competing to, Xbox and acquiring Activision. Now, this is not saying that Microsoft can just be like, hey, you know what, we bought Activision Blizzard, we can just, sit by and relax. No, this means if you are acquiring these studios, you're acquiring these franchises and stuff like that, you got to go above and beyond and make sure you deliver on these franchises that you're purchasing and still remain competitive with Sony and being able to go against what their exclusive games are going to be. So it's going to be kind of interesting to see. I don't see them, making exclusive deals with these main franchises. Maybe some sidelines with, like I said, Modern Warfare 2 Remastered, that multiplayer. Maybe Modern Warfare 3, being exclusive to Game Pass and Xbox and stuff like that. I think that would be the best thing that Microsoft could actually do when it comes to making certain things exclusive to Xbox and being a really big middle finger, pretty much, to Xbox or to PlayStation, and seeing that. You know what? I'll mention this too. If you guys are shareholders of Activision Blizzard, they're shareholders, their share, of the game, of the gaming company of Activision Blizzard actually went up $20. So there you go. If you actually own some shares of this, let's talk about this. Is this purchase actually going to be going through? This is actually one question that I have about it, because a lot of people have been bringing up that with this, with Microsoft acquiring Activision Blizzard, that this is going to be creating a monopoly. A lot of different studios, like I mentioned, between Sledgehammer, Treyarch, and so many others are going to be under this umbrella of Microsoft. Does this create a monopoly with this accusation, or with acquiring Activision Blizzard? Now, this is actually one thing that the federal government is actually going to have to answer for this. Is this going to be a monopoly? Now, my certain belief is that, the federal government will say yes to pretty much anything to where they're actually making money on the sideline. So, with the deal apparently not being finalized until 2023, lawmakers are going to be able to bring up different arguments on if this is a monopoly or not, and if it is, what steps need to be taken to break it up, or see different regulations go towards Microsoft to where it doesn't create this monopoly. However, like I said, monopolies are probably allowed, to the federal government as long as certain politicians are making a cut from that monopoly, but that's just my personal belief of how scummy our government can be at some time. So, lastly, let's talk about this. This is actually one thing that a lot of people were, asking as well. What is happening to Bobby Kotick and the laundry list of different accusations and lawsuits that are happening against Activision Blizzard because of the toxic environment that he was leaving at that company? Well, a lot of people have been pointing out that nobody knows. Nobody has any idea of exactly what's been happening with him. Is he going to be staying with Activision Blizzard with this, with Microsoft acquiring them and not? Well, the Wall Street Journal apparently is saying their sources are being told that Bobby Kotick is leaving Activision once the Microsoft deal has closed. Now, that's just recent. Charlie Intel is talking about this story right now, with Wall Street Journal reporting this. Now, this is not stated by Microsoft. This is not stated by Bobby Kotick himself. This is not stated by Activision. This is just coming from sources from the Wall Street Journal. Does this mean it's actually going to happen? I have no idea. But honestly, look, I think the only reason that Microsoft is able to purchase Activision Blizzard at, this is stupid to say, $70 billion is a cheap price tag. But I think the only reason that Microsoft is able to purchase Activision Blizzard is because of the damaged reputation that Activision has due to the toxic environment that is created within Activision Blizzard and other studios. So, yeah, I think this is the only way that they're able to get this $70 billion price tag for acquiring Activision Blizzard. Now, what does this mean for Bobby Kotick? Is the Wall Street Journal sources right that that Bobby Kotick is going to be stepping down once this deal is closed? We won't know until next year. We have no idea. This is just kind of a rumor coming from the Wall Street Journal from their sources. But honestly, I don't know why he would be sticking around. I really don't. If we are wanting to build a better environment, a better workplace, better leadership that people are wanting to follow, you would think that they'd be wanting to get rid of the one person that everybody points at of saying that's the douchebag, that's the guy that people have a problem with, that's the person that had a toxic environment, and that's who we are holding responsible for. I don't know. I really don't think Microsoft would be that stupid to keep him around. But then again, you know what? It's only coming from a source from the Wall Street Journal. Nobody else is talking about it. Not Microsoft, not Activision, and not Bobby Kotick himself. But that's at least one of the rumors that have been recently coming out. So anyway, look, guys, this is a lot of news. It really is. It's a crazy amount of news. I imagine we're going to be getting more news from tomorrow, but from what it looks like on from the console wars, from Sony to Xbox, Sony is gonna have to step up, man. Sony is gonna have to step up to this thing, but also too when it comes to Xbox cannot falter whatsoever. Yes, just because you acquired Activision does not mean, hey, you know what, we can shut down. It's okay, we got multiple studios. No. You need to remain at the top if you're wanting to compete against Sony, and have this good console war where you're trying to figure out exactly what console has the best titles. However, with this purchase, it does make Microsoft a little bit more competitive when it comes to exactly what they can offer in exclusive deals with their Game Pass, with their console and whatnot. So it's going to be interesting to see exactly how Sony is able to counter this purchase that Microsoft is going to be making. Game Pass, what is that going to be looking like? What are going to be exclusive deals on that Game Pass? It's funny to see how much Microsoft is wanting to pimp out and bolster the Game Pass with this purchase. Overwatch, Call of Duty, StarCraft, whether it being on PC or Xbox, this does give a laundry list of different games that could be on Game Pass later in the future. Is this purchase actually going to be happening? Is the federal government going to be allowing this possible monopoly with this purchase of Activision Blizzard? Don't know, but like I said, you know what? As long as the politicians getting a little bit of that green off of that monopoly, I imagine it's going to be allowed. That's just me, though. That's in my point of view. And lastly, too, is Bobby Kotick going to be staying? Wall Street Journal sources say he's not. He's going to be out of there, by the time this thing closes next year. But is that true? We won't know until next year. But a lot of stuff, questions out there, to be answered. But anyway, let me know in the comments below. What do you guys think about those things that I talked about? All the different topics. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think. Hope you guys enjoy the video. Please have a great rest of the day. Look forward to talking to you guys all next time.